Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm glad you're with us on this Monday morning. I'm Winston Chester, and I appreciate you watching our show. Let's take a look at our weather, brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning. Drew Pollard and hard-working crew taking care of everyday comfort needs. Looking at a high today of 75, a low of 67, and we're looking at a situation where the water temperature at the end of the pier remains the same for about a week now at 75 degrees, and we'll have that video coming up this week of taking the kids fishing on the pier. Right now, let's look at the Monday moon phase brought to us by Coca-Cola of Panama City. We had a big full moon last Thursday night. It was spectacular. It was, in fact, we had it for like almost 3 nights. It was Wednesday night looked up full to me, and then I started sending pictures. It was just a beautiful moon to see, and it's sort of just nice, just relax and just take in all of nature, including a beautiful full moon. So we're on the waning stage of it now, and we'll have a half a moon coming up this coming Thursday night. Okay. Our tide chart brought to us by Ken Forest Lawn, looking at a high tide at 12:40 p.m. and a low tide at 12:37 after midnight. And our wind's going to be hectic again. It's coming in again at double figures. They're calling for east-northeast at 16. We're going to take a break and come back with our special guest. Welcome back, and welcome to a regular here on Panhandle Outdoors, Brock Meyer.
Hey, thanks, man. Thanks for having me on.
Good to have you on. I enjoy having Brock so much. I texted him the other day, see if he's ready to come on. He said, yes, sir. So I love having Brock on because he's so typical of somebody like us that has this passion for fishing, and it reminds me so much of so many of the young people I worked around, and then he just kept going with it. So, and he fishes more than me now. I mean, he fishes all the time. I have him on Facebook, and I see on a regular basis the fish he's been catching. So I've been staying in contact with him since every time I have him on the show, we stay in contact. So Brock, what have you been up to, buddy?
I've just been doing a lot of kayak fishing charters, a lot of beach fishing, not much offshore fishing since the wind's been so horrible, the past few months, really. Yeah. I ain't even been able to go hardly. I've been out on a few boats and a few on my kayaks out there, so just trying to catch a blackfin tuna or big mangrove snappers, big triggerfish, whatever I can hook into. Saw a Goliath grouper about, 3 weeks ago, and he tried eating a triggerfish about that big. He came up from me to you below the kayak.
How big was he?
Probably, he was, I'd say 200 to 300 pounds.
Whoa.
Yeah, but
we were offshore?
Yeah, I was out a mile off Inlet Beach, and he's on a big reef out there. So, yeah, you can't hardly get anything past him.
That's why he's so big.
Yeah, exactly. He's the boss down there.
Well, it's good to have those big things around here too, I guess. But
yeah,
they're protected, of course.
Yeah.
You've been all up and down the coast fishing, right?
Yeah.
And I know you live out at the beach.
Right. I live in Panama City Beach, but I fish a lot in Destin, or I go all the way to St. Andrews State Park. The sheep's head are out there like crazy right now. I haven't really been able to go round them up, but maybe soon before they leave, I'll be able to get out there.
And people can just get a hold of you. I know what's so cool. You didn't know a whole lot. When you moved down here, you didn't know a whole lot about surf fishing.
No, not at all. I fish every day basically, and every day I don't work. I work at a bait and tackle shop called Bay Baits in Santa Rosa Beach. So if I'm not working there, I'm probably doing a fishing charter, or I'm just fishing for fun like anyone else. But you eventually learn how not to catch fish over that amount of time.
Exactly. Not to catch fish. And what I admire about him, he did it old school way. He just went out there and you tried this, you tried that. He didn't go to YouTube, okay, here's what I do, and then run out and do it. But you taught yourself, and that's really, to me, that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You can get advice and give advice, but we talk about a lot.
Yeah, I've learned a lot from people on the beach, just random people. You see them catch fish and walk up to them and be like, hey, be nice and talk to them. And, most of the time they'll be happy to show you what to do or what they're doing to catch fish. So don't ever feel like you're going to get on anybody's nerves asking questions like that. So
Brock, one thing over the years I've appreciated, we'll just use an example. There's more than one way to catch a fish. I've seen people catch fish over here doing a different way I'm catching fish over here doing a different way they're doing, but we're catching the same fish.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
not just one perfect way to do
exactly,
it. You've seen that.
Definitely. You can go on the beach and you can use a Carolina rig with a 3-ounce egg weight and a sand flea and throw it out there and catch 100 fish, or you can use a pompano rig with 2 droppers on it and catch 100 fish. So there's 100 different ways to do it.
And that's funny. With that being said, doing all different ways, when I go, I'm going to go do the same way I did the last time I caught fish.
Yeah,
it's what we're accustomed to. But we've got to be open, because even when we're fishing, we're talking about pompano, catching them, always catching them on sand fleas and then some shrimp, and then when fish bites came out, I said, this is crazy.
I know.
And now that's all I fish with. So you got to be adaptable.
Right. When I first saw the fish bites, I was like, what the heck? Because, in Alabama, North Alabama, where I'm from, we got power bait, which is not made, I think Gulp makes it, but it's kind of the same concept, but it's crazy, nobody that really knows what they're doing uses power bait a whole lot, for bass. I mean, there might be a few things you can use to catch them, but that fish bites and fish gum, both of those are great artificial but synthetic, baits. You can, if you're feeling lazy, you can just put those on the hook and catch just as many fish. If they're out there and hungry, they're going to eat it. I use that alone a lot of the times and catch a lot of pompano and black drum and redfish. But
on your setup, how many rods you set up on the beach?
It depends where I'm fishing. Like if I'm at an uncrowded area, I'd set up as many up to 5. If I'm in a big rip current that's super wide and I got lots of room to cast, because those pompano, they swim left and right. So if you cast 5 rods all in the same spot, and he starts swimming left and right, you're going to have a huge mess on your hands. So you kind of got to spread your rods out, and I don't want to take up the whole beach or anything. So I try to, if it's crowded or if it's the middle of the day this time of year, I'll fish 2 or 3 rods. Yeah. And usually there ain't many problems with that. But 5 rods, some people kind of get, start crowding in on you, which is fine. Yeah. But I don't want to ruin anybody else's beach day too,
That's right. Right. We got some great pictures. We'll take a break and come back with those pictures. Okay, welcome back. We have a plethora of pictures that Brock has been catching and sharing all these fish. So let's start on this one right here. So give us a rundown on this one.
So if any of y'all haven't really heard of this, it's called slow pitch jigging. You just put one of these jigs, you can get them at any tackle shop basically. Half Hitch, Howells, Florida Water Sports, they all carry these types of jigs. And that was in about 200 foot of water, and literally you just drop it down to the bottom, raise your rod tip up and drop it down, and you get big fish and small fish on it. That red grouper really like jigs. Scamp do too. So if any of you are out there in the Gulf, be sure to give that a shot. That's a big red grouper. That's the best one I ever got.
Whoa, that's a nice one.
Yeah, he was really good to eat. But I got him on a whole Boston mackerel. So that was on dead bait right there. I just put the fish in his mouth for fun. Add it to the picture.
All right, let's see. We got that one. Let's go to this one right here.
That's out at the jetties, so I'm sure many of you know you can go out to St. Andrews State Park off the bank or on a boat and catch a lot of redfish, flounder, sheep's head, everything's out there. So I caught that one on a live pinfish, just on a Carolina rig, dropping down to the bottom and just holding the line tight. So
that's fun, isn't it?
Oh, so much fun.
We just got tired of doing it.
You can catch them one after the other if you want to, if the tide's right.
We just physically got tired of doing it.
That's a big vermilion snapper beeliner.
Nice beeliner.
Yeah, I think he was 19 or 19 and a half inches, but that's the best one I ever caught. And that was in the same spot I caught the red grouper on. That was, I think that was back in December. It was January, December. It was really cold out there that day, but it's a lot of fun catching those, and even more fun eating them.
Well, yeah, I was going to say that. I think I just soon eat a beeliner
Yeah,
than anything out there. Of course, grouper number one, but beeliner is close. I like the beeliner. It tastes better to me than red snapper.
Yeah, oh yeah,
I
definitely.
love those beeliners.
Yeah, and I bleed all my fish out now. I've started seeing this. It's the Akajime method. It's a Japanese method where you brain spike the fish and you run the wire up in their spinal canal, and it deletes all the lactic acid in their muscles, which what leads to the rigor mortis, which leads to the fishy smell. So you can bleed out your fish and brain spike them, and that immediately kills them, so they aren't flopping around in the ice while you're fishing.
So what's that called now?
It's the Akajime method. It's a Japanese method, but I don't do it like that. You gotta have this whole kit, and you run the wire up in the fish's body, the spinal canal, and it immediately destroys all the lactic acid in their flesh. So it just leads to way better fish. Like, people eat fish 20 days after they catch it and don't freeze it. They keep it in their refrigerator.
No kidding.
No kidding. Yeah, I'd recommend everybody checking that out, because
that's interesting.
It really improves the taste of any kind of fish.
That's cool. All right, the next picture, nice.
Yeah, that's from the day before. I think the day before, from the vermilion snapper. We went out to the Fads, and we hooked into a bunch of wahoo. I think we landed 4 total, and we lost multiple that day on jigs, just dropping down next to the Fads and jigging them up really fast. Those wahoo would hit it, they'd cut your line. They're very toothy, fast critters for sure, but they're delicious to eat too.
They are.
That's sushi right there.
They're just special. I mean,
They're
special
super.
fish.
Yeah, I love those. That's a big bull red I got on topwater bait out on my kayak. I was over near the Choctawhatchee Bay, and I seen that sucker. He was busting the top, chasing mullet and stuff. So I had a Zara spook rigged on there.
Oh, good.
I cast it right out where he was, and he came up and crushed it. I mean, it was crazy. Yeah, but I had a client with me, and the client took the picture. He'd already caught 3 redfish. So of course, I fish too while they're fishing. If they're doing good, if they need help, I kind of help them. But if everything's going good, I'll fish too and try to add to what we're catching, add to the box. A lot of people like to take those home and eat them up.
They do eat them?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, we clean a lot of fish. That much.
You fishing something on the surf here?
Yeah, that's a trophy size whiting right there.
Whoa.
Yeah, my clients, they're from Minnesota, I think they were, and he was about 10 foot off the edge of the beach. He ate a big sand flea and a piece of fish bites, and he was 19 and a half inches. He's the biggest one I ever seen in my life. He probably would have been close to the state record, but we wanted to eat him, so we just cleaned him and didn't fool
You
with
ate a state record.
Yeah,
I've heard of that before.
I'm gonna say that he's the state record just for the fun of it.
Okay.
Yep. That's me and my good friend Olivia. That's her first redfish she ever caught from the kayak. So
that big old smile.
Yeah,
she's happy.
Yeah, super happy. So we're basically the same spot I caught the bull redfish a few pictures ago, and there's just tons of reds around right there. We caught that one on shrimp on a popping cork.
It's amazing how different techniques you still catch them.
You can catch them on anything if they're fired up. That's another redfish. He's from Poland, so he'd never even seen a redfish before, and he wanted to go kayak fishing, so he got with me on Facebook, and he met me out there, and he did great. We went out there and caught a ton of trout and redfish, and it was a great time.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice little speckled trout. That's out around Burnt Mill Creek right there, and I got, as you can see, that's the popping cork in front of his face there. And trout, they always look smaller than they are. Like if you hold them for a picture, it could be a 20-inch trout. It'll look, I don't know why, it'll look like that was an 18-incher right there.
That's a nice trout.
Yeah, and I mean it looks like it's compared to the redfish, it looks like a little guppy minnow or something.
Okay.
Yep, and of course y'all know the pompano are starting to run out on the beaches. So if you like catching fish and just want to have a good day at the beach, be sure to cast a few lines out, and you might get a few of those. They've been kind of tough to catch so far this season, but that's me and my little brother Cade. That was one of his first redfish on the beach, so That was a really nice
Well,
one.
he was happy about having a big brother.
Yeah.
Big brother took him fishing.
Yeah, oh yeah. He's
That's
starting
cool.
to become a good fisherman like me. That's Bill Roxby right there. I think that's the last pic. The other one's the last one I sent you. Yep.
Cool. So.
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna, that's just in the past couple of months. Once you've been catching pretty regular.
Yeah, tons. Anytime. I mean, of course I don't catch them every time, but I mean, I do my best I can. If someone wants me to take them or hires me to take them out, I try my hardest to take them to the best spot to get them on some fish, because a lot of people, they just want to learn how to do it, and that's what I like doing, just teaching people, and then they can go out on their own and do it like I do next time, and they skip all the learning process. They're still learning, but they skip like learning for 2 years and not catching anything for 2 years like I did. So that really gets me fired up. I love it.
That's great. Let's take a final break. We'll be right back with Brock. Okay, welcome back. Let's take a look at our fishing game time today, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. Our time, we're looking at 3:07 a.m. to 5:07 and 3:36 to 5:36 this evening. And all the fishing you do, you see some different times they come in. It's fascinating, isn't it?
Definitely. Like with this full moon, the pompano bite at night or in the middle of the day a lot of the times. Like yesterday, the two I caught, that's around 12 o'clock, and it's a full moon. So it's just crazy how the fish can tell. That's a tidal change. When that full moon is full, you can go in the middle of the night and catch pompano, whereas if there's no moon, you might only get catfish.
And the moon the moon has a lot to do with it.
Definitely.
It always has.
Tides and moon has tons to do with it, for sure.
Now listen, you said you just finished captain school, right?
Yes, sir.
Congratulations. Tell us about that.
So I went to sea school here in Panama City, and it's a fun class. It's super easy. Not super easy. If anybody can do it, though, the teachers are amazing there. So if any of y'all have questions, about it, you can call over there to sea school. I'll be happy to answer them. But I'll be captaining a boat hopefully by November, and then we're going to get all of it straightened away for the upcoming season next year.
Okay.
So I'll give y'all more information on that when I figure it out.
Let's go ahead. I've got your number here. Let's go and put his number up here. And this is area code 256-443-1759. And yes, I did that there in a commercial break. So, but Brock Meyer, and just call him and get some stuff set up.
Definitely. You can add me on Facebook too. Like Winston said earlier, I share a lot of my fishing pictures on there. So you can add me on there. You spell my last name Meyer, and my first name's Brock, Brock. So Brock Meyer on Facebook. You can also message me on there if you got any questions or whatever. Just get with me. I'll be happy to answer them. Or you can come up to Bay Baits, the bait shop I work up
Santa
there
Rosa?
in Santa Rosa Beach. So you can come over there and talk to me in person if you want
We have a lot of viewers over in that western area. I know you have people coming down and they want to go fishing something, get a hold of Brock. And that's the beauty of it. He can do kayak, a little offshore, a little bit of inshore, and just a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
versatile.
The king mackerel will be showing up here soon. So that's one of the funnest things to catch on the kayak, because they're pretty easy to catch. You just throw a line out behind you and go. Or you can just float if they're around, So I do offshore kayak fishing. So if any of y'all want to get out there and do that, just get with me.
Getting back to your sea school, how long did it take you to go? How long did it take?
It's basically it's a 6-day course. You go Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 2 consecutive weeks, and then you test on Monday. You can test any day of the week, but I wanted to kind of knock the test out of the way, as soon as I got all that.
You don't want to lose it.
It's so much information, just like stuff, you'd never even know if you didn't go to it. So it's a great course. It's really interesting. The teachers are great.
What are some of the cool things you learned in there that maybe you didn't know ahead of time?
Just like all the fog signals, like if it's foggy in the past and, you hear the boat, before the class, you'd hear the boat making the signal and you had no clue what it means. Now it's like, one short blast followed by 3 prolonged blasts means this or that, and you hear the signal and you're like, that's a tugboat towing another boat, and so it's good information to know. And there's You know, because if you're out there and it's foggy and you hear a horn, you know, you don't want to run into the ship towing another ship behind it. So it's very interesting. There's passing signals. There's all kinds of different horn signals you can do back and forth that mean different things. You know, you're basically required to do by Coast Guard standards. But honestly, I've fished probably 4 years out in the Gulf, and I've never heard many of these signals. But that's being said, it's still good to know. You know. Opening day of snapper season, everybody's honking their horn, you wouldn't be able to hear anything.
That's true.
800 boats going out, and all of them are making 4 short blasts on their horn. Like, that's a lot of noise.
That's true. So now you finish it, so you're going to try to maybe get a boat later on.
Yes, sir.
You're going to have access to a bigger boat. So
yes, sir.
Again, his versatility to come out and have it, he's going to have access to another boat, plus what he's doing now. So,
yes, sir. Yep. I'll be super busy, but that's the name of the game.
That's great, and just have a great attitude about it. You look at it like you're helping people and helping people enjoy it outdoors, and that's the way you're supposed to look at it. You know?
Yeah, I just like people that, even if I see whoever on the beach and they're not catching much, you know, if they want to talk or whatever, you know, I always like go down there, ask them if they're catching, and then if they're using like a steel leader with a piece of squid, I'll tie them up a pompano rig and be like, here, try that, or you know, give them some sand fleas, stuff like that. So I want to see everybody catch fish. I hate when people sit there and say, you know, oh, they shouldn't be catching that many, blah blah blah. You know, I mean, you shouldn't keep over your limit or anything, but if you're catch and release and you keep your limit, then there's no problems catching fish, in my opinion.
That's right.
A lot of people get really upset over seeing other people have success.
That don't bother me. What those people, those Karens and all think. We're going to eat what we catch, and we're going to release what we don't.
Right. Exactly. Yep.
Well, I got to wrap it up, buddy. It flew by, didn't it?
Yes, sir. Pleasure.
Always great having you.
Thank you.
Good luck to you. You got his phone number there. Get in contact with him. We have some friends coming down to want to just learn how to fish a little bit. Get them to go with the Proc. It'd be interesting. We didn't even get to talk about arrowheads.
No, I found one the other day.
I don't want to hear it. I do want to hear it after the show. Y'all do something good for your fellow man today. Enjoy our great outdoors and take care of it. Have a great day and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.